Great. So we've got our EDM lead. Now we're going to move on to the bass. We're doing this in a big room house kind of vibe. We're just going to do a big 4-to-the-floor kick drum with a sub bass that supports it. So it's just kind of a wall of bass. We'll play a sample of where we're going to end up, and then we can figure out how to get there. All right, pretty standard EDM fare. So what you're going to hear is we've got a kick drum. You can find something like this in the Native Instruments machine library. And this is one that I liked a lot, but I wanted to get that real nasty, dirty Dutch sound with a lot of impact. So I used Native Instruments Transient Master to add some attack to the sound. Here it is with, and I'm going to quickly bypass it so you can hear the difference. Maybe a little over the top, but that's kind of fun. And then the other component of this is I've got this sub bass component, which probably sounds uninspiring on its own, but you'll notice how it fills in the kick drum and makes it just a wall of sound. That's a pretty useful thing. So how did we get there? I want to explore that bass. We can recreate this pretty simply. Basically, create a MIDI track here. We will use Native Instruments Massive to get the bass patch. Massive comes with Native Instruments Complete, also with Complete Ultimate, or if you buy Machine, you can get it. So I've got Massive here, and here, we'll just highlight this component, make a MIDI clip. Actually, we don't need to make it that long. We really just need one note. There, that's in key. I'm going to drop this oscillator down an octave. We're going to make this note nice and long. It's not quite a full quarter note. We leave a little bit of space here at the end so that the notes just don't totally bleed together. We want to make it so that you got some space between. See that? That's ugly. So what we're going to do here is we're going to change this to a sine wave. I'm going to take the sine square wave table, bring the position all the way to the left, which is the sine component of it. So you can hear that bass. Actually, we're going to go another octave down. Hear that sub bass? Yeah. Now, you'll probably notice also that it's kind of not playing super nicely with the kick drum. So, a cool thing that you can do with this kind of sound is automate the volume. Well, I'm going to do it in a kind of simple way. I'm going to put an audio effect on here in Ableton called Utility, which kind of gives you another gain stage to work with. Here is the gain. I'm just going to automate it so it kind of opens up and then closes so it doesn't stomp on the kick drum. Great. So we've got the beginning of our bass patch, kind of a wall of bass without it, with it. All right, not bad. And I'm going to change this envelope just a touch. Give it just a little more extension. There we go. And I want to add a little more interest to it. It's cool having just this massive low end, but let's move a little towards the square side of the wavetable here and see what that's like. Okay. That gives us a little bit of mid-frequency stuff to work with. So I want to add some more interest to the sound. I'm going to use my favorite distortion plugin, Isotope Trash 2. It's an oldie but goodie. I love it because it's multi-band. Great way to treat bass signals, because with multi-band, you can mess with the mid-range character and really get some guts out of stuff without stomping on the very low frequencies that add so much girth to a sound. So I'm going to drop this on. I'm going to affect the mid-band, maybe 175 up to 2K or so. That sounds reasonable. And let's see what kind of nastiness we can add to this. All right, I dig it. And maybe give it just some basic EQ here. Now in Ableton, a lot of times I like to go real simple and use EQ3. I know it's more of a DJ EQ, but it's just simple. You get results quickly and it doesn't sound bad at all. So I think that sounds kind of cool. So let's hear this in context. Take the loop off. Not bad. So there you have it. Just a quick and dirty kick and bass for EDM production.